mean, I can relate because there are moments, and there have been moments in my life where I was overwhelmed. There's just, work, family issues, and when all that piles up, all the different responsibilities, and also, just sort of reflecting on yourself and how you're doing in life, and sometimes you feel like maybe things aren't going the way that you want them to go, and I think all those different things can pile up, and it can be overwhelming, where you want to just sort of shut down and maybe go hide under the sheets and not talk to anybody and not do anything. And yeah, it was my freshman year in college, and it was probably the adjustment, having midterms and the stress of schoolwork, and then I was working part-time, and then I was dealing with like issues and family issues, and I didn't want to go to my classes. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to go to work. When I was at work, I wanted to go home. It's okay to reach out to somebody else, whether it's like going to counseling or therapy or just talking. Students, I'm not intimidating. I'm friendly. Reach out to me if you ever need someone to talk to. Yeah, it's important to get good grades, and it's important to do all those things, but if you're not at a good place emotionally, mentally, all that other stuff, isn't gonna matter because you're not happy with yourself.
I've told my students this story before, that when I was at UCI and I was first there as a biology major, I had really not good study habits, and I was distracted by a boyfriend that I had, and my situation at home was really challenging because my mother, she's since passed away, but she was not a happy person. I think she struggled with mental illness, depression, anxiety, and she was a single mom, so she didn't really have a partner to help her cope. And so she went into rages. She would have rages. She would get angry at the drop of a hat. It felt like walking on eggshells living at home. I had a lot of anger at my mom, but I couldn't express it because if I did, then it would be even worse for me. I had to just hold it down, just to be able to survive. I couldn't even feel what I was feeling because I just had to just suck it up, deal with my life at home, and then try to get school back in order. I wish that someone had told me to get connected to a network of support. I could have opened up to what I was dealing with and just shifted all my focus to the resources, and been able to do better. Because I was alone. I would drive to school, go to class, and then drive to work, and then drive to home, and then go hide in my bedroom. Be kind to everyone you meet. You don't know what struggles they're facing. I'm here for you. I may not get it perfect. I am not a perfect human being. And there are days when I blow it and mess it up, and you know that. But usually I figure it out later. I would tell my students, tell all of you, that it does get better. It doesn't keep getting better, and everybody gets a happy ending, but that, life does get better. I feel like it's particularly hard when you're young because you don't have control over your life. You're subject to your parents and your family, but once you become a grown-up and you're on your own, you get to make all of those decisions. For all of you that have challenging situations at home, you'll be able to be your own director of your destiny.
If things are bad, let's say at home, then school should be a refuge where you really try hard to do good and get good friends and blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. And so, look at it positive, school then, and don't let school also get you down. But you really only need 4 or 5 friends. Some people maybe try too hard to have too many friends, and then there's too much blah, blah, blah. 4 or 5 friends who all have something in common. So are you acting and hanging around the people that you kind of want to be in the future? And if you are, then you should be encouraged, because good things should happen.
When I was a student here, that was one of my most difficult things to do, is how do I manage doing all this college stuff while I'm also in high school, while I also have a job, while I also have life. And then I found something that I really liked, and I found that exercising really allowed me to sweat off that stress, or jazz really allowed me to forget about whatever was going on, because I was in movement, and it just felt really good after. So finding something that you really like, but also having those support systems, I think is a huge help. I wish I would have reached out more. Again, I was a little bit of a shy student, so I wish I could have spoken out more, maybe gone to the counselor and let her know, hey, this is what's going on, I need help. Or let my friends know, I need help, guys, what should I do? Or, because I think as a teen, you want to put up this front that I'm good, I'm okay, nothing's wrong sometimes, because you're trying to deal with it all on your own. But I don't think we can really take things on by ourselves at all. Even as an adult, you can't take things on by yourself. You always need some kind of support. We just need to spread more love and more care. Hey, you're having a bad day, let's do something or let's talk about it, versus just ignoring things. It takes a lot for someone to be able to say, hey, I need help, or I need to talk to you right now about something, or I need something. It takes a lot of bravery to do that. When things get tough, when they get rough and difficult, don't give up. Remember that bad things are only temporary, or difficult times are only temporary, and there's also a lot of good times and positive times too. So keep fighting, don't give up, and grow through what you go through, because you're going to go through many things in life, and grow through them and learn from them.
I know I've experienced a couple suicides in my personal life. Some young students that I knew. One was a co-worker when I used to work at the grocery store when I was going through school. I think he was 19, and he committed suicide, and it was really devastating to the people that worked with him and his family. And I think when people are struggling, they're focused more on themselves. I think as a society and as a school at Middle College, if we show more compassion to one another, that people will be more willing to reach out for help when they're going through tough times. So even though it's hard, because learning is difficult, just keep plugging away, keep doing what you know you need to do, and things will get better when you're going through hard times. That things pass, hard times pass, and it's like the economy, the business cycle. We have ups and downs in the markets. Well, we have our emotions go up and down too. So just remember that things will pass.
I think everyone, if they're honest with themselves, has been at that point, some point in their lives. So I think that, if you remember what that felt like and how hard it was, you can relate to students in their lows, and you can also relate to them when they're in their highs, because everybody's had good things happen in their lives as well. The lowest point in my life had to be when my first husband died from cancer. And it was very hard getting back into the world, and it was very hard getting over the grief. It was really painful, and it was a really bad low. Mostly it just takes time. I have a very strong, very supportive family, and they were a big help. Mostly it just takes time. Ultimately, you have to move on. It isn't that I didn't love my first husband. I loved him very much, but he's dead, and I'm still here, and I need to have a life too, so I moved on. Be kind to one another, Smile, say hello, give them a hug, tell them they look nice, share something, things like that. Just have some graciousness and some sensitivity, and you'll be fine. I tell them that my room is a safe haven, and anytime they have, they need to cry or they need to just sit quietly, they're welcome to come in my room and just sit in the back. Never give up, because there's always tomorrow. And I think one of the things that kids don't realize always, they think, oh God, such and such happened, my life is over, I'm so depressed. And that's not true, because there's always tomorrow. Put one foot in front of the other and you'll see. That's all.
A lot of self-doubt. Am I good enough? Will I make it? And I think kids today probably feel exactly the same way. There's always a question of what happens if I don't make it. I care about my kids, and I want to get them through. I want to make it as easy as I can, but I can't make it totally easy. I just don't have that ability. So I try to make it as easy as I possibly can. If you focus better, you're going to do better. Talk. See, there's this idea, I think everybody has it. If I let you know that I'm in trouble, you're going to laugh at me, you're going to take advantage of me, you'll think less of me, so I'll keep it to myself and just figure out a way to solve my problem. And let's be honest, some of the problems we face today, you need a little help sometimes. Sometimes we all need help, so talk. Don't hide it. First thing I'm going to tell them is I have no skill at this whatsoever. I'll listen. If you need a shoulder, someone to talk to, I'll listen. I'm not going to be able to solve your problem. If it makes you feel better just to get it off your chest, that's all right. I'll be there for you. But I'm also going to try and guide you to people who can help. Find what you love and do it. And that's high school's job, is to help you find what you love.
Just feeling like I had to do so many things at once. I was always in sports. I was taking some hard classes. I was in journalism as well. I was volunteering at a hospital, and it just felt like there wasn't enough hours to get enough sleep. I didn't cope with it very well. I just immersed myself more in trying to get things done. And that meant that I was a really pretty crappy friend and lost a lot of friendships because of that. Also wasn't the best family member because I wasn't really available to my family. There were times where I just was totally afraid of disappointing people. And I think that was just intensely stressful. Just not wanting to disappoint people, not wanting to be considered a failure. I wish I really was much better friend in high school. I think I wish I didn't take, I wish I could have had that ability to ask for help. I think what really helps is knowing that at least someone cares. Like, we know everyone, yet sometimes we don't really know what's going on in their life. If you are going through really difficult times, please don't try to hide it. I think there's tons of people who can help, who do care. Your life is so valuable, and and I think that there's people people like myself who I've been through some level of that, and I would do anything I could to try to make someone feel that sense of comfort of knowing that they're not alone.